America. Welcome to Angel and the Wiz.
Happy birthday.
Oh, that's right. This is my birthday. Well, yesterday was my birthday.
Yesterday would be your birthday,
Yesterday
right.
was my birthday. Should I tell them how old I was or no? Just keep them guessing.
26. We established that last week.
Oh, that's
26.
right. 26. Okay, see, well, that's...
You're looking good.
Yeah, you know, for it's old to 26, but it's totally acceptable. Last week when we closed off, you started telling me a little bit about this thing. Do you know any more about this? That there's a movie that they're doing about Walt Disney.
I've had tons of time to go research it.
No, but I'm just saying.
I saw it online. I was.
There's a new movie coming out. Do we know when?
Well, I think it's coming out in 2013, right?
Okay.
Because if you see Tom Hanks, here's how I found out. Tom Hanks started doing appearances and he's got a mustache.
Right.
And everyone's kind of been joking with him about the mustache, but he's been hush-hush about
doing
about
the movie.
It's a company. It's about the Walt Disney Company and the trials and tribulations that they had with P.L. Travers, who is the author of the Mary Poppins book series.
Right.
And getting a script made and the songs and things like that. So
she was supposed to have like okay rights and stuff like that. And when she saw it, she flipped out.
Well, yeah. Well,
that's what I heard.
From what I've read, because I knew a little bit about that backstory before I saw it on probably one of the special features of the Mary Poppins, is that they wrote a script, she didn't like it, so they revised the script, and she didn't like it, and she kept saying that Mary Poppins is too nice, she's not supposed to be that nice, because in the books she's kind of mean, but I think what they were trying to do is
not going to make a Disney movie like that.
Right, but I think what also they were trying to do is at the end of the book series or whatever, I think she becomes nicer. I've never read the books. I'm kind of interested in reading them, but they took.
Is she still supernatural in the books?
Yeah,
okay.
But what they do in the books is that like each scene, like the scenes the key scenes from the movie are spanned over several different books.
Okay.
And so I think that P.L. Travers was like, she's too nice because in certain scenes it was mean, and so anyway it was a big fight, and I think after a while the Disney company was like, F it, we're just gonna go with what we want and it's gonna make money. And
it was one of their biggest films.
Yeah. It got Julie Andrews' Academy Award, I believe.
And then what I heard is that they had so much trouble with it, they finally got her thrown out of the country. They had her deported.
I don't think they could. I can't imagine that she was forcefully deported, but who knows?
No, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know that backstory, but I couldn't imagine that. You know.
No,
that at the time that the Disney company had such clout with the government that they were able to deport her.
Remember that Disney did a lot of work for the government during the Second World War, and I bet you they had a lot of equity there.
Maybe.
You know, I mean, I'm not saying
maybe
that
it wasn't. Maybe
Saving Mr. Banks.
Yeah, that's the
This is
title.
the first movie about Walt.
Yeah, it's going to be the first movie that has Walt Disney portrayed by an actor.
Somebody.
Yeah.
Well, is they gonna have Roy? They gotta have Roy in it. Roy raised the money.
I don't know that part. I don't know. I don't.
I got.
They didn't really put all that information. I'm sure we could go to.
But it sounds like it's been blessed by the Disney company. If he was at the museum doing background.
Yeah, it was blessed.
So, and they're gonna
I think the Disney company is producing it.
Oh, then that's good, because that means that they'll protect Walt from this being an attack.
Absolutely. Although they did, someone in an interview or something, they had asked Tom Hanks if he was going to be a chain smoker, or if he was going to portray that on film, because Walt did die of cancer from smoking, and he made a comment of like, you know, while I'm doing this movie, there'll be cigarettes in hand or something like that. So that will be portrayed.
Well, you know. Just so long as I don't want him savaged.
No, Disney's not going to be savaged. No. He's very protective. I think if anybody, even if it was like.
Because I think he'd do a nice job. He's a good actor.
First of all, I don't think that that any other movie production company would be allowed.
But their own,
to even use the name Walt Disney, and have that as a character, unless it was being done by the Disney company. So.
Okay, and then this one is.
It would have to be. I mean, you can't get Disney.
Well, you see, he's a person.
Yeah, but the name is trademarked.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you would have to get it has to be done by Disney. I'm pretty sure it is.
Well,
I'm like 95% sure.
Well, and that's something that
some subsidiary, Touchstone, or
and that's something that we want, because Walt did a lot of good, and you don't want them savaged by some idiot liberal
I
who.
think it'll be an honest movie I think it will be an honest movie about the frustrations that happen portraying the movie. So I'm sure that there'll be some parts where you'll see like an angry.
Yeah, but that's okay.
And angry, frustrated, but I don't think that they're gonna show him as anything mean.
It'll show us how they made the movie, because one of the things that he stressed in that film, although I mean I'm not a Mary Poppins fan, it's not the kind of film, but that you never. One of the things that Walt always stressed was you didn't do the effect the same way twice. In other words, you wouldn't do an effect so that because if you do it twice, people will figure out what it is. But if you change it and do it a different way each time, you can really maintains its believability.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be so much about making the movie. I think it'll be about getting the movie produced.
Right. Well, they got to show some of the background stuff.
Maybe.
Well, we'll see.
It'd be cool if like Julie Andrews or Dick Van Dyke made
a cameo.
Dick Van Dyke's still alive. Yeah.
Yes, he is. In those days, he was a raving alcoholic. Then he got into recovery. It saved his life.
It explains a lot of the movie, though. He is. I always thought that he was British, but he's not British at all.
No.
I mean, when I was younger, I thought he was. That's all I knew. I saw him in a couple of Disney movies. He always had some sort of British accent. Although apparently it's like the worst British accent ever. It's like
everything is relative. This is a kids movie.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, that you had that. You didn't have to have somebody from, some Berlitz school. Right. To speak. I mean, it's for kids. I mean, they're riding around on magical carousels. Okay,
That's
this is
true.
not what we're. It's not like, that kind of thing is. Anyway, be that as it may, this is a great segue. This is the second show, right?
Yeah, good segue.
Okay,
unlike
now
last show.
This is a great segue, and I'll tell you why. There's Bolt, and there's Wally. And there's Up. Now, with the exception of Up is basically the lifting of Arthur Conan Doyle's Lost World. He wrote the book Lost World story. Somebody else made it a movie a million years ago, and all Disney did with Up was tailor Arthur Conan Doyle's Lost World.
Human side of it.
They just added their stuff to it, okay? Their characters and stuff like that, but everything's the same. The thing is the same size. The Lost World is exactly how it was with this piece over here and this piece over. It's all the same. But that's not the point I want to make. The point, because I am starting to. I was very disappointed. There was a period of time when Walt started. Everybody got credit when they did somebody's movie or somebody's book. It was this person's Wind in the Willows, this person's Sleeping Beauty, the people that really wrote it, okay? The Grimm's Fairy Tales, blah, blah, blah. And then after a while it became Disney's this and Disney's that. And it didn't give credit to where the story came from. Now they're starting to get back into giving credit where credit is. That's why I was so happy with their Scrooge. Because Charles Dickens, based on Charles Dickens, they gave him full credit, all right? So you like to see that again. But anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is they've gotten into this animation swing where they're doing one a year. They're really
right. It looks like that they're doing.
It used to take.
Pixar's doing one, and it's going out 1 year, and then the next year Disney Studios is putting out one.
Yeah,
so
and I love that. They're just doing that to let Pixar know that just don't. Be careful when you negotiate with us.
John Lasseter, the CEO of Pixar, is the VP of Disney of animation for Disney.
Okay, well.
So.
But I always thought it was funny because there was a time. There was a time when Pixar was its own place. Disney dumped a lot of money into it to buy Toy Story, whatever the first movie was that they did.
Toy Story.
Okay. And then all of a sudden there was this rift between the two companies, and the contract was running out, and they weren't sure they were going to re-up and everything else like that. And so what I thought was funny was that it wasn't too long after that the next CGI, computer-generated animation picture, was a Walt Disney production. And I always felt that was there just letting Pixar know that, we can do it. We're happy to work with you, and we'll give you money and work with you. But don't ever think.
They put out Chicken Little.
Right.
That was their first CGI, the Disney company's first CGI full feature-length
show.
And that was Chicken Little, and it didn't do well.
No. But in any but the animation part of it
was good.
Well, I never saw that one. I'm talking about in Bolt, and in Wally, and in Up. What the hair on Bolt. I mean, just his hair, the dog's hair.
Bolt was a Disney one.
Yes.
Wally and Up are Pixar.
Well, this I don't know.
No, they are.
Okay,
I'm telling you for a fact, they are.
Okay,
Wally
okay.
and Up are Pixar.
But that's not the point I'm trying to make. What because then there was Rapunzel, and there was, so what's happening is, in the old days, it used to take them a few years to make a film.
Yeah.
Okay, you had a time to savor it, to savor it, to live with it, to really respect it and appreciate it, and for people to realize how great it was. Now they're turning them out so quick that here you got that. Look,
sorry.
Please, you have 3 films, Bolt, Wally, and Up, that are great movies. They have great stories. They have tremendous pathos. They have great moments that are touching and warm and wonderful. I mean, when the cat talks about being left and declawed.
I cried.
Okay,
I cried.
that's what I'm saying.
I hate that part.
I know. Me
if
too.
If you ever want to know why, I have
You don't
a hard
watch
time.
Bolt anymore?
No, but that was it. Like I watched Bolt and and that's how I acquired Bulma. Like he was just there. And
Yeah,
I let him
and
in,
it felt-
and I couldn't let him back out because
Okay.
it just went. I was like, oh my God.
Okay. So the point that I'm trying to make is that here you had 3, and Wally, the story of Wally, it's a love story. And you know what the stupid reviews were? Well, there's like 25 or 30 minutes before there's any dialogue in the film. That's how they reviewed it. You know what I mean? And when you can't pay attention to any reviewers, because what are reviewers? Reviewers are people that tried to do it and failed, and now all they can do is review. Okay? Forget reviews. Just go see the film. But the point that I'm trying to make, I'll make to you right now. These 3 films are great, beautiful Disney. They are Disney class. They are as classic as Peter Pan. But Peter Pan lived for a long time, got re-released into the theaters every generation. So those films really had a chance to become a part of Americana.
Mm-hmm.
Really part. Now, you don't get a chance to appreciate Bolt, Wally, and Up because, they got the Princess Frog right after it, and then they got Rapunzel, and then they got Cars 1 and and they're making all of these great films, and they're not getting a chance to stand on their own. And I'm telling you, I'm just sharing with you now, that over a period of time, people are going to come back to these films. And they're really going to be respected. They're really, really great films. And I'm afraid that people just don't appreciate them. I mean, maybe it's because you can just get the DVD and all of a sudden you got it in the house and you go to the mall. You don't have to wait to see them again, like it used to be. And so I just wanted to say, and it's funny that you brought that up about Mr. Banks, because all week long I wanted to mention this about them. The movie's not getting a chance to be appreciated. I mean, and that part in Bolt, and Bolt's got a tremendous song in the middle of it. There ain't no home like the one you've got. It's called Howlin' at the Moon, and it's a great song. And I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if it was ever released as a single. Great song, and that was always one of the things with Disney, is they usually had great music. So anyway, to make a long story short, these are really, really classic films, and they had really special moments in them, like the cat thing, where you could get right around it. It could get right around you and drag you. And that scene, Tina saw Up once. That was it. She will never watch it again.
Because it's sad.
Yes, and let me tell you something. When he opens up that book at the end,
and he sees all those pictures.
And
spoiler alert.
It's just.
I've seen it once. Yeah.
Oh, I've saw. Once I got over it, and I knew I was going into it knowing how it was going to affect me, I've been able to enjoy it more because, the great message that it has was that she was happy. She didn't have to do anything. She had a great life. She was happy with her life, and here she was, a character that is gone.
In the first 5 minutes.
In the setup to the story, but it's really all about that and about that book, because he
and I think about building
because he's
new
going for her.
relationships. Yeah, and it's about building new relationships too.
So anyway, I don't want to get too misty-eyed.
I will say
I'm
this:
a sucker for stuff like
I
that.
saw the new movie. The newest one that's been in the theaters was Brave, and
Brave? Yeah, I didn't even go see it.
I was very disappointed in the story of it.
Yeah, stories are important,
disappointed.
man.
And I think because to me, and I've had conversations with friends that
Like Black Cauldron died.
Yeah, but that was kind of a weird movie anyway.
That's what I mean. But it had a Brave problem. The story.
Well, yeah, but for me, the story was. Here was the problem with this. The story was an okay story.
Right.
Okay. It was okay.
Right.
But the animation, the technical part, the animation was gorgeous.
Right.
It was gorgeous to watch on the
Yeah.
screen. But at the end of the movie, I looked at my boyfriend and I said, I feel like I just watched a mashup of Beauty and the Beast and Brother Bear.
Right.
If you were to take those two
Brother
movies,
Bear was a great film too.
that was a good one too. But if you take those two movies and put them together,
right, that's what you got.
That's
Brave.
what I saw. Brave. Yeah, and I
Right.
was just like, I felt that they could have done
Well,
more things with the story and the development of the characters.
Right. Well, that's
than
because
what
we're
they
churning
did.
out one a year. We got to
So-
get away from that. And the
Yeah.
problem is, it become a profit center more than art form.
Yeah.
It used to
Well,
be an
I
art
think
form. When
Pixar-
Disney, every one that Disney made, every movie Disney made was art.
This was the first Pixar movie that I was disappointed in with the story. I've not seen Toy Story 3, and I've not.
She hated that. You
and
know
I've-
why she hated that? Because there's a bad bear in it,
Oh.
and he don't get his comeuppance, and he don't go to the right side of the force. She is very tough. She is very tough.
And I have not seen Cars 2. I know, and I probably won't.
It's
I
good.
know-
It's good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because it took me a while before I even saw Toy Story 2. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Both Cars
'cause
1
I'm
and
not a
2 were
big-
much better than
I'm-
I thought they were.
Yeah, I'm not a big. I thought, but this was this Brave was the first time that I was disappointed in a
Right.
Pixar story.
Well, let me share something here
And
with this.
Pixar, is usually very. They are the ones that foster the characters. They work on the development of the characters in the story over long periods of time.
Right.
And some of it has to do with the technical perfection of their animation.
Right.
They oftentimes want to do something with their movies
Right.
that they themselves have to first develop. The
Yeah, a way to do it,
program.
yeah.
Yeah. And I remember them saying with The Incredibles, it took them a long time.
That was a disappointment to me.
I liked the story. I thought it was a good story.
Right.
But I remember I was watching one of the special features and they said they wanted to get the movie out sooner, but they were having a problem with the hair. And they had to create a program to animate the hair correctly. 'Cause
Right.
what they were getting is like stiff hair,
Right.
nothing was flowing. And that now, based on that program that they had created, other digital animation companies use that program.
Right.
And
That's what I would say about Bolt. They got the hair right because
Yeah.
that dog.
So
the
they
hair on
have
that
to,
dog is great.
so usually Pixar does a really good job with their, because based on just the technical side of what they want to do for
basically
perfection.
software
Yeah.
generated. Well, let me show you
But
something.
I was really disappointed in the story, and I think the storyline. If I had not known Brother Bear, I
Right.
think because I know that one did not do well in the theaters.
But that's a great
It's
little
a
movie.
fantastic movie, but I think if I had not known Brother Bear,
Right.
I wouldn't have thought too much of it.
Right.
Of the Brave movie, but I really felt having known Brother Bear.
Right.
And
this was just a lift.
yeah, especially at the end when she transforms from bear to human, and I'm like, this is I swear we could probably watch that and Beauty and the Beast, that last section of Beauty and the Beast,
Right.
and it's almost identical of what happens.
Let me, and here's the scenes we're taking this time. There's another one. Here was another. Now, and I even called the Disney company on this
What movie?
Dinosaur. I called them in Anaheim and I asked them, how did this movie get made? How did this movie ever get this far along? Walt would have seen that the problem when it was on the wall. He would have known what the problem was. they had. This is one of those times where they had. This is like Jurassic Park. He knew he could do it, and he did it, and he didn't think about what he was doing by doing it.
I never saw a dinosaur.
Okay, that's right, and most people haven't, and the reason was because, and about what I'm going to tell you, is that, and they did this great animation with the meteor coming down and all the dinosaurs dying and all that stuff. Okay, great. And in all this little spots, and because the animation was so great, they got wrapped up in that. And even in the commercials on TV, and even on the box, it shows boom, and the things coming down. And nobody stopped to think about this. We are making a movie where the characters are going to die. That's one of the things we're using to show people about the movie, all the stuff coming down. What parent in their right mind is going to take their kids to see a movie where the main character is going to die? And I called them. I said, how did this movie ever get made? How did it get this far along? It was a disaster. I mean, it was an absolute flop. And what really made it worse was that they have the marching of the dinosaurs at the end, and they had a couple of really vicious dinosaur fights.
Right.
I mean, it was like, hello, anybody home here? I mean, this isn't SeaWorld, okay? This is Disney Studios. How can you make a movie like this? How come nobody raised the flag and said the parents know the dinosaurs die? All of them. Okay? Now, I'm going to take my kid to a movie, watch the little dinosaur be born and grow up, and I know they're all going to die. So they didn't take their kids to see that movie.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I wonder why.
I never saw it. I was just older when that came out. I was 19, 20 when that movie came out. So I was one of those. I was just one of those, like, for me,
you were out of the cartoon age.
Not out of the cartoon age. Because I saw Mulan in the theater. It was. I'm not going to see a movie about dinosaurs because I know how they die. Like, but that's just not my cup of tea either. Right. I'm not a big dinosaur. I wasn't a big fan of Jurassic Park.
Right.
There's that animated one with that little guy, and I don't remember.
Well, anyway,
the dinosaur one. There's like 15. It's like whatever.
Well, in any event, but so I just wanted to make that point. So,
I'll tell you, like,
every once in a while,
to promote the movie,
it gets out of hand.
They changed the the dinosaur ride in Animal Kingdom.
Right.
The original name was Countdown to Extinction.
Yes.
And they changed it to
Dinosaur to highlight the film.
Yeah.
Okay? And there's something else I will tell you about Dinosaur the Ride that they don't even talk about. They don't even talk about. And there's some people, if you ask them, they'll act like it wasn't true. But the primary dinosaur in Road to whatever it was to Extinction had a horn on the front of its nose. All the gift shop stuff had the dinosaur with the horn on the front of its nose. And the ride had a horn on the front. It's not there anymore. Something happened, and they snapped, and they removed it from everything. I mean, it's absolutely gone. And if you look real close, you can see where it was. Okay?
When you go down and the thing comes out?
Well, no, there's a specific type of dinosaur. It's the one that's on the outside, looking out, okay, up top, and even on the skeleton inside. That's supposed to be it. The horn is gone, okay. I've asked, what happened?
Well,
Why?
you have to ask somebody who was here like years and years and years ago.
And the only place,
because if you ask anybody that's there now,
they never saw it. They don't know that it was on
know.
everything. It was on the lunch boxes. It was on stuffed animals. It was on every single one of them. And I come in one, and then time goes by, and I come back to the park, and it's gone. It's totally gone. It's just like how many people that go to Walt Disney World, they don't miss the Sky Ride because they don't know it was ever there.
Yeah.
They don't know. They don't miss 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea because they never saw it. They never knew it was there. Excuse me. And these were two really wonderful rides. Oh wow, we have 1 minute left. Time flies when you're having fun.
It does.
It does.
Well,
look at that. We didn't say anything political for 2 weeks.
I know. I was just gonna say thank you, America. You're welcome for that.
Excuse me. Well,
anyway.
But that's good. But so kudos.
I will tell you a little thing about the dinosaur ride too.
What's that?
If you go to Disneyland, they have an Indiana Jones ride.
Okay.
And you go to in Disney World, they have the dinosaur ride at Animal Kingdom. Same ride. It's this exact same ride track and everything. And
really?
And because Indiana Jones opened first, they were building the ride at Animal Kingdom.
Right.
Or they were building Animal Kingdom, and Animal Kingdom said, "Hey, we're going to use that for a dinosaur ride." So when they sent the ride over, the cars had the Indiana Jones soundtrack on it originally.
Oh wow.
So yeah, and then because they had to put the cars in and test out the track before they started building anything else on there, so it's the exact same ride.
Wow.
Ride track and everything.
Because I wanted to go. I always wanted to see the Indiana Jones ride, but now that I know.
Well, the Indiana Jones ride, much better in Disneyland than anything we've got with dinosaurs. Like, when you're on the Indiana Jones ride, you're like, seriously? This is the exact same ride track? Then,
right.
No way. No way.
It's a much better ride.
It is so much good. Much better. Much gooder.
Uh-oh.
Do something good every day. Volunteer
We've been gone for
local,
24 seconds.
Look, volunteer at your local animal shelter.
Heading over empty streets and checking out the forgotten beats of policemen who really tried to care. Looking out for each new soul and hoping I might find some more new people who might realize they care. And then some more new members will go out into the world and shine on for the rest of us to see. And as they face tomorrow, smile, and you and I can learn just how nice the world can really be. So many times I'll sing and dance and smile as the people pass, a way to find a life here for themselves. And hoping as they hear me play, they go along their silent way, their hearts will be rewarded clean and well. And some may come back here to help me on my floating way and throw some change, a bill or two or three. And some will go out on their own and lend a helping hand. So help them just the way that you helped me. For you'll see them on the corners of the streets throughout the land, and you'll find them in the parks and in the slums, and you'll thank them in 100 ways, and in 100 years, well, you'll thank the Lord they never picked up guns